Yes, good afternoon, everybody. I'm standing between lunchtime, but I'll make it very light-hearted. I'm the program director from digital platforms with the Enterprise Business Group. So hopefully the next 15 minutes, I can probably entice you to check our booth. So what's going on in this whole digital ecosystem, digital economy that all of us have gathered here today? So I think that's where StarHub is also participating here to really share and some of our initiatives that we intend to roll out from our digital platforms. So again, when we talk about this whole API-driven economy, it is really a collected ecosystem that we're all looking here and to network with each other. And hopefully at this end of session, come talk to us and we can get connected and hopefully we can drive some innovations together. Yeah. So while everybody is no stranger to APIs, but I guess from a program perspective, that's where I look at attracting partners instantly and how do I actualize the partners' innovations together with us. And of course, how do we really augment partnerships intimacy? I think all along, what we are seeing is that APIs is no stranger. It has started many years ago, but again, what we are seeing that it has taken another new wave, and this is really propelling a lot of the digital strategies that enterprises are now going through. So just a little bit to share about in terms of the notion of becoming digital. So I think everybody, enterprises, startup, we're all trying to really seize the opportunities. Again, where do we see this going? And especially from the enterprises, corporates like ourselves, how are we going to really harness the advantages of technologies, as well as how do we harvest together with our partners? So especially where you see today we have gathered here, there's a lot of technologies and as well as how this has really gotten the enterprises to look at the opportunities that we can really find new growth. So where do we see APIs really propelling us and driving us, the digital platform teams? We are a very lean team now, probably about 15 to 20 people, but this is really one of the digital transformation initiative that within StarHub that we are going through this journey. So this entire digitalization journey is as much as some of you guys here are going through. So how do we see this really propel in terms of digital innovation, platforms, markets, as well as organizations? So very important, I think, going through this whole ecosystems, we are seeing more and more co-creations, more and more collaborations, because what we want to really look to is to the speed to market. No longer we are building applications in a few months, years, but it's in seconds. So again, how do we come out, sharing some of our data sets from the telco, but at the same time, we are also working with some of our industry partners to really rally everyone to see how we can really deliver innovations. And where we are looking to is really how do we look at untapped opportunities. The business models itself is going to change, it will take us further. And again, we are very concerned about how do we serve our future customers, the hyper-connected consumers. And there are many initiatives that's initiated by the agency. So again, we are saying, especially the SME businesses, how do we actually enable them to be ready? So again, this is where our program that we are trying to roll out from a developer's perspective today, we are sharing the Developers API portal. This is the MVP that we're done. But of course, going down the road, there will be other initiatives that we are doing, and we welcome you to come share with us as well. So the digital platforms. So again, different platforms as a business, and how do we take this further? Some of the initiatives that we have in-house is really looking at different verticals, domains, especially like travel, healthcare, and of course, looking at AI-centric blockchain. So these are some of the technologies that we are really going deeper, and we're also seeking out the right partners who can come and partners with us. And lastly, where we are seeing is really in terms of the digital transformation, how does this take the whole organization forward? Because this really impacts how do you serve your customers in the future, the operations excellence, your customer experience that our customer is really expecting of us, as well as nurturing the future talents and the workplace that we'll be doing in the future. Well, so this is just another snapshot where we are talking about ecosystemic thinking. How does it really pull us together? Because we know now we are really living in the whole world of network-based economies. It is a collected collaborations. And again, there's a lot of interconnected, interdependency and co-creation. And it is across inter-organization, into the industry, because what we are good at, we probably rally other partners in different ecosystems and different industries to come work with us. Because no longer we are just looking at where we have been doing our core business, but I think we also want to be at the new frontier of how we can drive the digital business. So if you look deeper itself, actually, partnership is a very big word, because it can come from transactional to transformational. So again, if you look at all of us, we have been networking all along. By exchanging name cards, that's the information. So that's just plainly getting to know you, who you are. But as we actually move on, how do we work with different companies? So again, you see the cooperation networks actually arise, whereby two companies coming together or two independent trying to do something more coordinated. And as we actually go in deeper, that's where we are saying about how do we look at value creation as ecosystems. And lastly, this is really very complex. And again, we are talking about the whole network effects as we pull this off together. From the program office perspective, I think we are also trying to really look at different partnerships, the level of partnerships that we can actually work together. Well, this is what we sort of illustrated in our StarHub activity or ecosystem, and as well as the industry and our deep tech ecosystems. How do you work together? And we know there are certain rules, there are boundaries, there are different communities that we work with. We also work with different resources, as well as who are we trying to serve. So if you look at eventually what we are looking at, we are driving towards outcome-driven innovation. It's a value creation that we want to serve our customers in the future. And how do we do that? Because we produce, we will consume, and we also distribute and we exchange among ourselves. So what do we have that we can actually work across with all the partners here today, that we can network, we can work together on something, we can really look at innovating new services or new derivative APIs. So with that, as I mentioned earlier on, today we are rolling out an MVP at our booth today. And that's where we are putting out a developer API portal. We urge developers to kind of register so that at a later date, we can actually invite you to have a sneak preview of our beta version. And that's where StarHub itself will also be exposing some of our data sets, as well as our partners who are coming on board with us. So these are our partners. As you can see, they are all local homegrown. I think what we really want to seek out is how do we really power on the ecosystems of the future? How do we serve our customers in various segments? I think we wanted to really leverage in terms of coming together to innovate and serve the right solutions, and eventually, whether it's our B2B or our B2C and our SME segment especially, that they actually receive the right solution for them. Because I think we wanted to hear really what's the customer pain points. Well, usually we know there's a cost issue, there's a labor issue, there's various issues, but again, how can we crystallize some of the problem statements, and then having the use case scenarios, we go on a POC, we'll test it out, and we quickly pull something together. So this is the slide from my company, but I thought I should just show. So again, do talk to us, especially at the digital platforms. The digital business is here to stay. So again, we want to really serve the B2B2C customers. So we are building up some of the capabilities, but we know we cannot build such capabilities without your support as well. So come talk to us. And I'll leave you with a QR code. You can register this. Else, do visit us, and then we'll see how we can really start co-creating now. Okay? Thank you.